Hello, and welcome to our channel, Vedic Solutions, preparing for the coming of the Golden Age. And I'm your host, Harinama Chintamani. There has been quite the flurry in the news about AI. We're seeing it everywhere, right? How advanced it is, what's coming, what some are predicting, what some are worried about. We need to have an understanding of what the nature of this world is. The ancient Vedic literatures give us that understanding. Because without that foundation, how are we going to know what is real progress? The Lord has given us this incredibly beautiful planet. We're all born here not by chance, but by the design of the Supreme Lord. It is said that not a blade of grass moves without his will. And yet, we become so maverick in our activities on this planet, not wanting to think about the fact that there's a God, or that we are subservient to that God, or that there are rules that we need to follow on this planet. We want to do anything and everything that we please. And so we're creating so much destruction above Mother Earth, within Mother Earth, above in the skies, and we think with these machines that we're going to force ourselves into the atmosphere of other planets. It's already been exposed that we did not go to the moon. And Srila Prabhupada said that 50 years ago. So let's think about this idea of going to other planets. Now, going to other planets is there in the Vedic literatures, but the concept is very different. On this planet, can you barge your way into any country? Aren't there some regulations that disallow that? So the higher planetary systems, which we talk about aiming for, we're not going to be allowed to go there and simply crash land. It doesn't work like that. We have a lot of confusion because we're not willing to accept higher authority. There's a very limited amount of knowledge that we can understand with our five senses. If I ask you, if you didn't know who your father was, how are you going to find out who is your real father? What would you do? You would ask your mother. Where else would you go to try to understand who your father is? So, knowledge that descends from the Lord himself into this world, that is the Vedic wisdom. That is the knowledge that we need to take. Because we have many defects. We have a cheating propensity. Our senses are imperfect. We're subject to illusion. We make mistakes. How will we understand the nature of this reality if we don't hear from higher authority? Just like there's a proposition now that we're in some sort of computer generated artificial world. No, this world is real, but it is temporary. So why don't we hear from the Supreme Lord who created this world? If you buy a tape recorder, aren't there instructions that go with it? If you were given that recorder and you had absolutely no idea how to work it, wouldn't you go back to the company and say, where are the instructions? Do you think that this incredibly intricate, extraordinary creation came here by chance? No. Everything here is ordered. Don't we set our clocks every day convinced the sun will come up and at the same time, set at the same time, right? So order implies intelligence, a superior intelligence that is behind this creation. We didn't just land here by chance. And the Supreme Lord has given these Vedic literatures from the beginning of creation. They have been there. They were only written down 5,000 years ago because the memory begins to decrease after a period of time. Before that, people had the ability to hear something once and remember it. The mind was so clear. So the stature, the height decreases, age, the how long we live decreases, memory decreases, mercy decreases as we come into this age of Kali. But we have to understand what the purpose of this creation is. The Lord has given us an opportunity in this material world to experience what it's like to try to pretend we're God, to have our plans, to fulfill our desires through many, many lifetimes. And at some point, we begin to wake up and realize that all of these endeavors have not made us happy. And we begin to seek the Lord in a very deep and real way. Now, in the Vedic culture, even the rulers were guided by saintly persons, the Brahmins, who could not be bought. They were never in the pay of the king. But the king would consult these saintly personalities when he had his proposals. And he would say, is this something good? And he would also ask for spiritual guidance. It is an absolute necessity to have that. Every single ruler must have a saintly person, a true saintly person, not somebody who's connected to a corporate religious institution that has agendas, but somebody who's actually realized in knowledge. This is what helps to create a wonderful atmosphere in this world. And right now we're spending money to go into space. We have created such disturbance on this planet, and now we want to go into space. We want to conquer space. And yet we're conquered every day by diseases and natural disasters. We can't conquer material nature. She is under the control of the Supreme Lord and far more powerful than our little teeny spaceships, our little teeny endeavors to try to be gods. Think about that mentality, actually. We want to think faster, move faster. Why? Why? If you want to move fast, if you want to move 50 miles an hour, the Lord will be happy to give you, not happy, but he will fulfill your desire. He would like you to be with him. But if you want the body of a cheetah or a jaguar or one of these cats that can go so incredibly fast we can't imagine, and building up muscle, is that what we want? There are hundreds and thousands of species of life that we are given the chance to experience every aspect of this material creation in. We can feel what it's like to be a winged creature. We can feel what it's like to have thousands of sexual relationships every day. We can have these experiences, and we do. There's 8,400,000 species of life, and to come to the human form, we have experienced these over millions of years. The human life is a precious, precious opportunity to begin to understand this material world is not our home. And fulfilling so many desires like this will never bring us happiness. So without understanding that foundation, we're going to be detoured into so many directions that are not for our benefit. And the thought that amalgamating a human with machinery is somehow advancement. Think about this creation. Truly sit and think about this extraordinary creation of the Lord. Really think. The species of birds, the beautiful butterflies, the unlimited animals, the extraordinary forests filled with trees, sometimes thousands of years old, the waterfalls, the rivers, the stars in the sky, the galaxies, all the creation of the Supreme Lord. And we on this little planet, one planet in this vast creation, are sitting here thinking, I have a better idea than God. This is not the direction we need to be going in. And the Lord will allow it for a period of time, and then it will end. And we will begin to understand ourselves. This is not the direction to go in. The direction to go in is clean up the earth and the skies and our hearts. Begin to live a life that is connected to God and His instructions. Begin to thrive and blossom in every aspect of human life and endeavor that is possible, always with the Lord in the center. And we will see such a blooming and beautification of this earth and of ourselves as we can't even begin to imagine. And the cold, hard, soulless machines will not be so attractive to us anymore. Let us begin to cultivate gardens. Let's cultivate the earth as the Lord has asked us to do. Let us stop killing the cows who are like our mother. Let us stop finding ways to breed them so that they don't even look like cows anymore. Let's stop killing. It's so important. And let us also begin to spend time every day with the Lord, with His holy names, with this wonderful chanting that He has given us that will help us remember our connection to Him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We will find so much joy and happiness. We will have no desire to leave this earth planet. It will be so filled with beauty and goodness. We will have no desire to amalgamate humans and machines. We will leave those ideas far behind and see them for what they are. Thank you so much for listening. Hare Krishna. And if you appreciated this video, please indicate below. And do take advantage of our websites, purelyprabhupada.com, purelyprabhupada.org, with so many resources for your spiritual journey. And always feel free to write to us at Vedic Solutions. You'll see the email link below. Thank you again.